Yes, I'm ready to go live. Oh, we are live. All right, here we go. All right. We'll give it a second. Give it a second. We'll watch this number right here. Make sure some people start filtering in. I don't want to say something but okay, there we go. 21, just like that. Bang, bang. All right, we're live. We're live. City Hall Annex. I should have put you a tag on here, but y'all know who I am because I've got a name on here. But Zach Steele, former Trussville City Councilman from 2016 to 2020, he's joined the stream tonight as we kind of break down this election, kind of talk a little bit while we wait on numbers, that kind of thing. We do have. I'm just going to go right off the bat here. We do have some early numbers. Now, these are going to be the only numbers that you probably hear for a little while. But we, Christy Jones, I brought trouble to the live tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
But we do have the absentee numbers already. So a little bit of what I was handed was a little bit of breaking news. So we're going to run down those. We'll run down these absentee numbers real quick and see if you think there's any surprise or not. So these are your absentee ballots, and these are the totals. For mayor, Ben Short, 85 votes. JT Smallwood, 52 votes. Lisa Bright, 43. Absentee ballots for City Council Place 1, Ben Horton, 129 votes. Wayne Taylor, 48 votes. Absentee ballots for City Council Place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson, 132 votes. Leslie Hughes, 45 votes. Absentee ballot City Council Place 4, Jim Miller, 92 votes. Mildred Reed, 87 votes. Can't get much closer than
That's
that.
close.
And finally, for absentee ballot City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr, 102 votes. Anthony Montalto, 74 votes. Anything surprise you?
Not really, other than the close race that looks like it's developing in place 4, Gary. Jim Miller and Mildred Reed. We thought that this was going to be a really close race, and a lot of dynamics there, and I'd say two very contrasting styles in campaigning and potentially governing. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that race pans out. No real surprises in the mayor's race. We thought that was going to be a close race between those three. I really don't have any clue about how that's going to go. I mean, it could go it could be a runoff, but depending on how the night goes, who's going to be in the runoff, and I have no idea to predict that.
Yeah, me either. One other thing we will say, it's 7:33 now. I got here insanely early because I think that's just what I do. But we know there are roughly 22,000 registered voters in Trussville, and as of 5 p.m., so before the post-work rush of people, if there was a rush, we were right around 5,600 votes in Trussville. So par for the course, maybe
pretty common.
Pretty
that's
common.
The 2016 election was the numbers were in that ballpark, a little bit less in 2020. We were with COVID and everything else. So
it rained too, I think.
It was a day. So, but it's a little unfortunate to me that we can't get a little better turnout for a mayoral election. Because this is really where you see your tax dollars work locally. Yeah. This is your home, and this is it's. You'd like to see numbers a little bit higher, but at the same time, it's pretty normal.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead, and we were about to talk about some other stuff, but we've got a little bit more breaking news, I guess you'd say. I don't know which precincts, so we've just got 2 of 5 precincts reporting right now. So gonna go through those really quickly. So these are, it looks like a running total of those 2 precincts combined. Is that what that looks like to
Looks
you?
like to me, yeah.
All right. So these are 2 of 5 precincts reporting. Man, we're 5 minutes into this thing, and we're just going right into it. For mayor, again, don't know which 2 precincts, but 2 of the 5 reporting. For mayor, Ben Short, 1,350 votes. Lisa Bright, 1,278 votes. That's extremely close. JT Smallwood, 385 votes. Two of 5 precincts reporting. City Council, place 1. Ben Horton, 2,272 votes. Wayne Taylor, 931 votes. City Council, place 3 with 2 of 5 precincts reporting. Jamie Melton Anderson, 2,217 votes. Leslie Hughes, 985 votes. I'm going to have to attempt to update this ticker at some point, but we're just going to read these off. We're doing the best we can here. 2 of 5 precincts reporting. City Council, place 4. Jim Miller, 1,679 votes. Mildred Reed, 1,554 votes. Incredibly close there. And City Council, place 5, again, with 2 of 5 precincts reporting. Kimberly Farr, 2,007 votes. Anthony Montalto, 1,422 votes. So with 2 of 5 precincts reporting, that's where we are right now. Zach, while I potentially attempt to update this ticker, to talk about this and maybe what you think from your experience, what you think these candidates are kind of feeling right now.
Well, I think the biggest surprise, Gary, to me is the mayor's race. We have a very close race between 2 sitting city council members, and JT Smallwood is running a distant third at the moment with 3,000 votes in that election. So, and some change. So yeah, JT's a little bit behind, got some work to do to catch up. Place 1, Ben Horton's out to a comfortable lead, and along with Jamie Anderson. And in place 5, Kimberly Farr is out to a pretty good lead over Anthony Montalto. Place 4, again, looks very close. I think that one's going to come down to the wire for sure. Usually these precincts tend to kind of follow each other. When you see a precinct, these 2 precincts may be a pretty good indicator of what we're going to have later on tonight. So if I'm Ben Short or Lisa Bright, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah. Read off some of these. What you see where I'm at, and we're doing this live. So tell me, place 3. Jamie Anderson has 2,217 votes currently. Where is Leslie Hughes?
Leslie Hughes is at 985 votes.
Okay. Place 4.
And place 4, Jim Miller is at 1,679, and Mildred Reed is at 1,554. So that's a 52-48 split right now between those 2.
Okay. And place 5, Kimberly Farr, I remember because I read it last. She was at 2007.
2007, Anthony Montalto at 1,422. That is a 58% to 41% difference right now.
All right, we're going to update that and show you with 2 of 5 precincts reporting. So, hey, they're in alphabetical order. They're not in order of votes. So just watch that thing go by. So that's there now. So we've got like you said, the 2 of 5 precincts reporting, and we let off this thing with the absentee ballots. Maybe it seems like our audience has kind of grown a little bit. So y'all can watch these 2 of 5 precincts reporting. We don't know which 2, but that felt like some pretty big numbers for the 2 of 5.
I would agree.
So I'm not going to speculate and say one of them's First Baptist, but
we're at 3,000 votes and some change
from 2,
and then there's 5,600
as of 5
p.m. So you're probably looking at probably over half the votes are in right now. I would say if I had to bet on it.
I passed Faith. I don't know what the numbers, but I passed Faith Community Church several times today, and it didn't look like a ton of people. North Park was we were both there. There was a pretty steady stream, but very quick in and out. City Hall, steady, but not a bunch of people probably. First Baptist is that's the big white whale. So Y'all can keep watching that go by. These 2 of 5 precincts reporting that we have. Going to go through real quick again the absentee totals that we had that we got. We let off the show with that. These are just absentee ballots. For mayor, Ben Short, 85 votes. JT Smallwood, 52 votes. Lisa Bright, 43 votes. City Council Place 1, Ben Horton, 129 votes. Wayne Taylor, 48. Place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson, 132 votes. Leslie Hughes, 45. Place 4, Jim Miller, 92 votes. Mildred Reed, 87. That race feels like the one to really watch tonight. And City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr, 102 votes. Anthony Montalto, 74 votes. And you see on the ticker below where we're at currently with 2 of 5 precincts reporting. And now we have, gosh, this is just moving quickly. All right, we have a 3rd precinct in. Let's go through these. All right, so, okay, wow. Maybe this was the First Baptist bump because those numbers just went up. I'm going to have to update this. I just got this updated. All right, 3 of the 5 precincts are reporting. Here is your list for mayor currently. Ben Short, 2,646 votes. JT Smallwood, 1,281 votes. Lisa Bright, 1,128 votes. If you want to break that down to percentage, that's 52.3% for Ben Short, 25.3% for JT Smallwood, 22.3% for Lisa Bright. That, if that holds,
Means there's no runoff.
Wow. 3 of 5 reporting. City Council Place 1, Ben Horton, 3,298 votes. Wayne Taylor, 1,526. That is 68.3% to 31.6%. Pretty sizable lead there for Ben Horton. City Council Place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson, 3,419 votes. Leslie Hughes, 1,414 votes. That is 70.7% to 29.7%. So another pretty dominant lead there. City Council Place 4, the percentage stretched a little bit, but we're still close-ish there. City Council Place 4, Jim Miller, 2,598 votes. Mildred Reed, 2,282 votes. That is 53.2% to 46.8%. That's our closest race right now. And City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr, 2,967 votes. Anthony Montalto, 2,110 votes. So 58.4% to 41.6%. So that's where we are after 3 of 5 precincts reporting. Before I try to update this, I'm going to check the comments, see if there's anything that we've got. Question-wise, what was the turnout numbers again? Brian, the turnout that we had as of 5 p.m. was roughly 5,600 registered voters had cast a ballot. I think there were roughly 22,000 registered voters in Trussville. That is probably the least surprising thing of the night.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree completely. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions before we update this, including absentee?
Those are including the absentees, right?
I'm not sure. I would have to ask our city clerk over here at some point because he says 3 of 5 reporting and we had that separate. So I don't know if those are rolled into that or not. But we can get that answered tonight. Will you add absentee? We will attempt that. So I'm going to try to update this banner again.
Yep.
So
Well, I can tell you, Gary, JT Smallwood's kind of come roaring back here.
No
after
kidding.
The first couple precincts. He is past Lisa Bright at the moment.
What is she at again?
She's at 1128, and he is at 1281.
What is Ben at?
And Ben is at 2646, or 52.3% of the vote. Remember.
And JT was at
1,281.
Okay.
So remember, folks, if Ben Short stays above 50%, there's no runoff. He wins the election.
Yeah.
And then place one, Ben Horton's out to a very comfortable lead at this point with 3,298 votes, or 68% of the vote right now. Wayne Taylor at 1526, or 31.6% of the vote. In place three, Jamie Anderson out to a big lead, which I think we would expect with her being the incumbent.
Yeah.
The name that goes along with it, is the Melton name. Obviously, her dad was the mayor for a long time, so
and the only incumbent, and
the only incumbent in the race, actually.
and I know there has been some talk, that you've heard the last few months of,
there's been a lot of anti-incumbency talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's going to hold true tonight,
Yeah.
just based on everything we're seeing. And in place four, Jim Miller and Mildred Reed, that's a close race. So, there's about, 300 votes and some change separating those two. So that one's still, I would say, a little close to call. And finally, Kimberly Farr out to a pretty good lead over Anthony Montalto at this point, 58% to 41%. So, it looks like things are shaping up, and we'll see if these results hold. But could it be that we get out of this thing without a runoff for mayor? That would be interesting.
That would mean no more political signs on Highway 11. Like, we wouldn't have to have at least 2 people signs out for another month. We'd be done.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be great. But hey, we got 2 more precincts. This thing has come in a little faster and more furious than I thought. I thought we would have to, I don't know, I thought me and you'd have to sit here and talk some CABA project history for half an hour, and we're 3 and 5 in.
You want to pitch the book while we're here, Gary?
I don't.
It's a great book. Go get it. It is a fantastic book. I'll pitch the book.
Well, when I did the Trussville Mayor's Forum podcast, I asked them about the CABA project because, to me and you and a lot of people, that is an important topic, and it's not going away. It hasn't gone away for years and years and years. And so when I asked him about it, that's what I think Ben Short said at first. He was like, "Gary, you want to go grab the book so I can plug it while I talk about it?" And I was like, "No, that's not what this is about. This is not about that. This is not about the book." But we're going to keep refreshing this email just in case. But so yeah, if you're just tuning in, because we're watching these live numbers, like people coming in, I should say, those numbers kind of populating here. We are currently at, again, I need to get the question asked about absentee, but we are, as of 7 minutes ago, you can read it on the little crawl, the ticker below. Hopefully you can see that well enough. That's as big as I could get that to be. We didn't want to cover up our beautiful faces, but 3 of 5 precincts reporting in Trussville. With 3 of 5 reporting, Ben Short is substantially leading for mayor right now with 52.3% of the vote, 2,646 votes, followed by JT Smallwood at 1,281 and Lisa Bride at 1,128. So if that holds for the next 2 precincts, like you said, no runoff. City Council place 1, just run this down again. Ben Horton has a really good lead there, 3,298 votes to 1,526 for Wayne Taylor. So that's 68% of the vote right now. City Council place 3, the only incumbent in this thing, Jamie Melton Anderson, out to a big lead, 3,419 votes to 1,414 for Leslie Hughes. City Council place 4 continues to be seemingly the only one to really watch. I mean, Kimberly Farr and Anthony Montalto, that could close. But Jim Miller, 2,598 votes currently to 2,282 for Mildred Reed. That's 53.2% to 46.8%. And then again, finishing up right now with City Council place 5, Kimberly Farr, 2,967 votes. Anthony Montalto, 2,110 votes. That's 58.4% to 41.6%. So that is currently where we are at. I'm refreshing, but I don't have anything on the other two yet. So with 3 of 5 precincts reporting, that's what we've got. It's our current numbers that we have are running across the ticker. I am going to take a second and tell you, it might be slightly hard to see that logo on the top again. That's as big as it can get, but we started this thing so fast and so furious that I didn't get to mention to thank our sponsor for tonight. And our sponsor for bringing you this live coverage is Mark Bishop Turner, attorney at law. Wanted to just thank him for sponsoring this live stream tonight. This is my first time doing this. Zach, you've got more experience doing a live show than I do.
Yeah.
So this has been something I wanted to try, and appreciate him believing in the content and that we can do it. So for all your attorney needs, right there, visit markturnerlawfirm.com. Appreciate him and his group sponsoring this, and it really helped make this happen tonight. So if y'all know Mark, tell him thank you, and certainly tell him that you watched the stream for sure.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk about while we wait on some numbers?
The biggest thing is when you're doing something live is just do your best not to swear. That's the main thing.
I've made it 21 minutes without swearing. So let's see if there's any comments on here that we haven't seen. Let's see. Patrick Isbell said, great job. Sorry, Patrick, I didn't wear the 18 South tonight, but shout out, no free shout out. Luke, let me check that. That is weird. Lisa, after 2 precincts, showed 1,278, and after 3 precincts, showed a smaller number.
That's interesting.
We'll get clarification on
we
that.
will.
We'll have to get clarification
that
on that. Lisa's numbers were higher after 2 precincts, and after 3 precincts, her number went down. That's not possible. So we need to get some sort of clarification on that. So Luke, we will figure that out. Let's see. It is easy to read the ticker. Great. That is fantastic. Jeff, they'll leave their signs out for a month anyway. I'll tell you a funny while we wait on some clarification. Jamie Melton Anderson was doing her Facebook Live, and she has this like segment she does called Rumor Has It. And I don't know if I told you this, but I told her something she should do for Rumor Has It that could help the city, all the money issues, replenishing reserves, is that if your political signs, not the ones on your private property in your yard, I'm strictly talking your rights of way and that kind of thing. If your signs are not up, like, we'll give you a grace period. We'll say by the weekend. It is a $5 fine per sign, and that money goes to the city. That was my idea.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
that's not official. That's just me having fun.
That's just Gary's platform.
That is my platform. Same platform I've had for years about people having to retake their driver's test when they hit a certain age, and then that money goes to the county, and you know what the county can do with it? They can work on some of the county roads.
Yeah.
You go in, you pay $20 to have to retake your driver's test. You get people who shouldn't be driving, maybe learning to drive again or off the road. You're collecting some money that you can put back into the county.
Yeah.
Should I run?
You know why that will never happen?
Why?
You know who votes? The people.
Poke a hole in it for me.
The people who vote are the people that you would be retesting. So,
you shot me down.
Pretty common.
1128 so far.
After 3? So, okay, because after 2, it said 1,278.
Okay, well, that's what he just told me.
Okay, so after 3, she is at 1128?
Yeah.
Okay.
1128.
All right, so we're not sure if after the 2 precincts, but after 3, we are being told that it is a 1,128 for Lisa Bright. These things are fluid. That's why there's a canvassing here in a couple of weeks, is because if you went off everything just right off the bat like we're doing right now, there'd be much confusion. Everything's got to be tallied. I've never bought into in journalism being wanting to be the first. I always wanted to be the most accurate. So we're all going off numbers we're getting right now, and any updates that need to be made, we will certainly make them for sure. So
And any corrections that need to be made, we will make them.
exactly.
So-
Exactly. So we're going off of what we're getting right now, and y'all see it on the ticker. It sounds like y'all are able to see that pretty well, and I assume Mark Ward is saying you're welcome for the ticker, because I did have the ticker red,
Thanks, Mark.
and he said to change it to black. I should have changed it to red and the text gray, because those are Hewitt Trussville's colors. No matter what people say, I might ruffle some.
Yeah, don't ruffle any feathers, man.
I might
Remember what our wives told us, not to ruffle any feathers tonight.
I don't know which three they are. Those are some pretty big numbers, though. Like, I imagine across the street would probably be one of those. Yeah. So I keep checking the email, because that's where this stuff's coming right now. But
That's current Mayor Buddy Choate that Gary's speaking to on the side, by the way.
that was Mayor Buddy Choate. He's hanging out in the hall. Somebody's got to lock the door and kick us out at some
That's
point.
right.
So
First Baptist, Civic Center, and North Park.
those are the three.
So it's Faith and City Hall. So-
Okay. So the and City.
Yeah.
Okay. So the three precincts that we do have reporting are First Baptist Trussville, Trussville Civic Center, and North Park Baptist Church, which only leaves Faith Community Fellowship and Trussville City Hall, which I don't know the breakdown, but I would imagine those are probably two of your smaller.
Yes, those are the biggest one is going to be
The
First
biggest is
Baptist
First
Church,
Baptist.
and probably I would imagine North Park after that.
Yeah. So
Those are I'd say two of the bigger precincts are in, and now we'll just see if there's enough ground for. There's certainly enough ground for one of the two candidates that are trailing in the mayor race to get into the runoff, to force a runoff. So that's definitely a possibility. I don't know that there are enough votes left out there in some of these other council races that some of these candidates are going to be able to catch up. And right now, we're really dealing with one, close race.
place 4, which is right.
Correct.
Talking about city council,
Yeah.
place 4 between Jim Miller and Mildred Reed. And with those three precincts that we said that have reported, the Trussville Civic Center, First Baptist Church Trussville, and North Park Baptist Church, that city council place 4 is currently Jim Miller with 2,598 votes and Mildred Reed with 2,282 votes. So that is a comparison of 53.2% to 46.8%, basically.
Yeah, there's about 300 votes and some change separating those two. So
That's close.
still that race is going to come down to the wire, I think. So
This is the quickest I've ever had to do numbers. Like, people, like talking about journalism and doing journalism so long. Like, I majored in words, and here I am doing numbers. This is, it's my head might,
math.
I'm mathing really hard right now. I took the proper amount of nootropics today to keep that mind clear. Had to have enough clarity for tonight.
Took your ginkgo biloba. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, goodness.
So while we wait on some other numbers, y'all got the ticker. That is the most up to date that we have it right now. Is 3 of 5 precincts reporting Trussville Civic Center, First Baptist Church Trussville, North Park Baptist Church. You can see the numbers going by. We've talked about voter turnout. I'll mention it again for anybody who wasn't here. But as of 5 p.m., when the after work crowd would have come in, there were roughly 5,600 votes cast. I mean, we could do some math on that. I mean, so for the mayor's race, there was, with 3 of 5 precincts reporting, there was 5,055 votes cast that we're showing. I mean, there's only a difference of 600 there, plus whoever has come in. I'm not going to say it, but if what we have is right there, that might be that might be pretty telling for that mayor's race and the potential for a runoff. But I'm not in the business of calling anything, and I ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
So, okay, Ralph Mitchell. No more texting me tonight, Ralph Mitchell. Save it for tomorrow, Ralph.
Oh, well.
Your name's not on the ticker, Ralph.
Um,
Anyway, how do you think right now, like especially with where we're at with these numbers, with 2 precincts left, potentially 2 small precincts left, how do you feel like each of these candidates are feeling? Like, if you're who feels best right now?
Well,
Jamie?
Yeah, obviously Jamie's feeling pretty good. If I'm Ben Horton, I'm feeling pretty good. Kimberly Farr, I think I'm cautiously optimistic. Jim Miller and Mildred Reed, probably reaching for the Rolaids, because like I said, it's going to be tight. And in the mayor's race is really interesting because it looks like Ben Short's out to a pretty good lead here. But is there going to be is there going to be a runoff there? That's the question. And I think we kind of all expected a runoff.
Yeah.
But at this point, we're butting up against maybe, Ben Short winning this thing outright, which is pretty impressive. I feel like he's run a really good, efficient campaign.
Yeah.
And it's kind of how Ben is. He's very savvy with these kind of things. I think he's done a really good job.
Very strategic and methodical.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's done a really good job with his campaign, and just.
I gotta put this thing on airplane mode at some point.
Yeah. Gary's getting text messages from
people are trying to mess with me now. Kevin Sargent, I know you said no text, but is your refrigerator running?
The Peanut Gallery. Thanks.
Head up the street to my house, Kevin, and make sure it's not running.
Kevin's here all weekend.
Okay,
Be sure to tip your waitresses. So.
Ian Maddox, thank you for the text. That's hilarious as well. Now we're still waiting on those 2, as far as I know. I hear some chatter in there, but we don't know what that might be about. But any comments? Anita Dobbs said, "Good job mathing." I don't think I ever had Anita's class, but I feel like if I would have, I would probably be better at mathing for sure. But I did have David Dobbs for physical science, so I don't know.
Did you get an A in that one?
I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. And I will say this, like our sponsor tonight is, let me go back. I've got notes galore, but Mark Turner, law firm, Mark Turner, attorney at law. Make sure any attorney needs you've got, there you go. It's on the screen. Visit markturnerlawfirm.com. They sponsored this tonight. And I do actually want to, they're not technically sponsoring tonight, but I would think most everyone watching this knows that I did a Mayor's Forum podcast with the 3 mayoral candidates. Oh, crap. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Anyway, I did host a mayoral forum on August 5th, and we put it out August 6th. And that one was sponsored by Courtesy GMC. Went to high school with Drew Lolly, who's the GM over there. And I don't know how much of that you made it through. There were a lot of people that were nervous not nervous. They were like, it's 3 hours. Like, I'm not going to watch
it in double speed. It's fine.
You watch it in double speed. It's fine. We broke it down into a lot of, each question I turned into its own video. And I'm wondering how did you think that went? Because I think we kind of had the last chance to talk to all 3 candidates before this election, like to all get them all in the same place in that kind of setting. I think by then probably most people's minds were made up.
Probably so.
You probably had a few on the fence this way or that way. I do know from a few people, they said, hey, it did help me kind of solidify my decision. Like I was 95% and it just added that other 5%. Is there anything from that podcast, I'm putting you on the spot, that sticks out to you? That
as far as the mayoral podcast that you did with the 3 candidates, what I felt like was, I felt like Ben Short had a really good command of what he was trying to say. Lisa had a good command of what she was trying to say, Lisa Bright. Uh, and and JT Smallwood, um, maybe not as in depth as the other two. And I think that's, and I don't fault him for that. I just think that's kind of his campaign style. I think I think he likes to scrape the surface of issues and move on. And, I think that, that's not a terrible way to be. Um, it may work a little better in a county-wide race than in a city race.
Yeah.
We'll see. So, but in the end, I thought it was very well done.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Look at that picture.
We were on we're on somebody's television. How about that?
Look at that.
We're the book.
I know, like, hey, I don't think he'll care if I shout him out. Adam Black. I'm going to use this picture, not tonight, but hey, shameless self-promotion, just not tonight, but I will definitely be using that. That's incredible. And you're right, the wall should be, but I will say these are not my walls. I mean, well, they kind of are. I'm a taxpayer, but they're not my walls to put a shelf on and stick whatever I want up there, like books. But
a certain book he has in mind. So
yeah, my gosh. All right, we're gonna, but I have to keep checking my email, so I do have to have the phone out. So again, maybe we'll run through this again. This is some wildlife coverage. We still at 3? Yes, we're still at 3 of 5 precincts reporting, and I know it's on the ticker. I guess I'm going to run through these again.
Yeah, we can.
We can run through them again. So currently, 3 of 5 Trussville precincts are reporting. Those precincts are the Trussville Civic Center, First Baptist Church Trussville, and North Park Baptist Church. Probably your 3 biggest. Certainly 2 of the biggest, I would imagine. And we are currently in the mayor's race. Ben Short has a sizable lead at 2,640.
I'd say an impressive lead.
An impressive lead. 52% right now in that 3-horse race. And JT Smallwood at 25.3%, Lisa Bright at 22.3% currently at 3 of 5 precincts reporting. City Council Place 1, Ben Horton, the back-to-back Bens gets me sometimes. Ben Horton at 68.3%, Wayne Taylor 31.6% roughly. Jamie Anderson in City Council Place 3, 70.7% of the vote. Leslie Hughes 29.3% of the vote. City Council Place 4 is the one we're really watching and wondering about with these last 2 precincts, because currently in Place 4, Jim Miller has 2,598 votes. I'm not going percentage here. I'm going to give you actual totals. 2,598 votes for Jim Miller, 2,282 for Mildred Reed. So like you said a bit ago, a 300 vote difference. So that one is tight. And City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr, 2,967 votes. Anthony Montalto, 2,110 votes, with 3 of the 5 precincts reporting. That is not an email that I need. So, man, having to keep that updated is crazy. Y'all stop texting me. Seriously, save it for tomorrow.
Well, so these candidates, Gary, that are in these races, this is, I can tell you from having sat where they're sitting right now, it's nerve-wracking. There's a lot of anxiety. Even if you're, and I was on both sides of this. I won in 2016, I lost in 2020, and I can tell you in 2016, I felt good, but I wasn't there until the actual, till the final votes were in. I was sweating it. And then And then in 2020, I was behind, and I was kind of in this situation where I was a couple hundred votes behind, and I kept thinking, well, maybe we'll make it up, maybe we'll make it. We just never did. So you go through kind of a range of emotions when you're doing this, and it's tough on the candidates. And I applaud everybody who put their name out there to do this, because it's not easy, and you catch a lot of flack, and once you get on the council, it's not easy, because you'll find that you feel like you're making the right decisions for the city, and there are people that are just going to fight you tooth and nail, and give you grief for it. And you're, the thing about it for everybody that I want everybody to know is, they're just people that are just trying to do the right thing for the town. This is, it's not about the money, especially if you're on the city council, because it's not a big salary.
No, they up to $1,000 a month.
Yeah, I think it was like $700 a month after taxes, or $600 a month after taxes, or something like that. You can't quit your day job, basically, is what I'm saying. So.
Not unless you're elected mayor now. I don't know what that salary is,
quit your
but
day
it's
job if you're elected mayor.
yeah.
So.
So let's see some questions. Maybe I'm gonna scroll back up just while we wait on these numbers. Try to see if we've missed anything. Okay, people are congratulating people. We're not gonna do that, but y'all go for it. Y'all have a day, but I am not in that business. Mike Rowe is out of the country. I knew Mike Rowe was out of the country, but he's watching. We're international.
We are gone global.
We have gone global. We're gonna say,
Awesome.
I don't know. It's a live stream, but I'm doing it under the umbrella of the Writer's Block. So now I can say the Writer's Block is an international podcast show now. Let's see what else we got. Hey, Ryan Christmas, best local coverage. Look at us, best local coverage of the election. I'm not touching that one. Jesse Odell from 6 minutes ago. I'm not touching it. A nice compliment from Rick Stotzer there. We're on TVs. Let's see. Looking for questions. Our wall is just fine. I thought I saw a question in here somewhere. Joan Heydrich, would 52% determine the winner for mayor?
If it holds,
If it holds,
yes.
If it holds, yes.
So
there would be no runoff.
So if one of the three is above 50%, then they win.
That's all she wrote.
That's what happened in 2016 when I ran for city council. I had two opponents.
I forgot you had two.
And I was above 50% in that race. So I didn't have to have a runoff. We expected a runoff, but it just, we were fortunate enough not to have one. And of course, in the mayor's race in 2016, we did have a runoff between Mayor Choate and Anthony Montalto.
Yep. Yeah.
So you kind of go into these things anticipating a runoff when you've got three,
you just kind of
I would say fairly pretty qualified candidates, all three of them. So, I expected a runoff in this thing. So,
yeah, I think a lot of
I'll be
people
surprised if there's not. And, and if I'm surprised, I'm surprised. But, so. And I did see a comment on there. It does save the city money.
That was Cherie Mitchell. I was going to say,
if we don't have a runoff, it saves the city a little money because we don't have.
They need it. They
set
need it,
everything
right?
back up again and have people in here counting votes and that kind of thing. So.
And I'm glad you said that because they're going to do this anyway. But like you said, if there's no runoff, it does save the city money. And we do know that the canvassing board, which is the Trussville City Council, to certify these, what we're doing these are unofficial results, like not saying they're inaccurate, but they're coming in, right? Like they're just unofficial until they are stamped and certified. And there goes a cart, so I'm expecting an update pretty soon. But the Trussville City Council will meet at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, September 2nd, so day after Labor Day, in this building where we're at, to review and certify, I would assume, the results of tonight's election. So on September 2nd, the city council will meet in the morning, 9 a.m., and basically put a stamp on these numbers tonight, and after they canvass everything, absentee and all the precincts tonight. So that is a meeting that's coming here pretty soon.
And interestingly, they'll also go through ballots that were tossed out too. They'll have
Really?
they'll have a handful of those that aren't done right, or they're
Someone couldn't fill in the bubble
somebody
right.
couldn't fill in the
kind of
bubble right, or those kind of things. So yeah,
We got a color inside the line,
I
guys.
don't think we're talking about Broward County in 2000 in the Bush v. Gore, or anything, but there, that kind of thing does happen. And so you have to kind of go through those ballots as well.
I tried to be so careful with it too, because okay, this is just way too much like inside baseball. But I miss filling in the ballots, and I don't know if it's maybe I'm just thinking of Scantrons, like when I was in school. But I much prefer the pencil to do it than the ballpoint pen, because I feel like I have more control of the pencil than I get nervous.
If you color outside the lines a little bit, I think it still reads it here.
Well, so, I don't want to chance it.
You don't want to put one line.
I don't want to chance it. I don't think
you want to do that. So.
All right. Another question. Ryan King, how many are currently watching? 1.2 million. No. We're in the 600s right now. Let's see. Do we know how many registered voters we have and how many voted? Garrett, roughly 22,000 registered voters is the number that I was given before we came on. And the last number I had as far as how many voted was as of 5 p.m. So that's 3 hours ago. There were 2 hours left to vote. Your post work crowd who comes after work, and they were at 5,600. I think it was like 5,590 something like that.
So a total estimate, maybe there's another 1,000 people that voted after. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, depends on how many people actually got their voting done.
So that's what 25. If that's all accurate, that's 25% turnout.
Yeah,
they go with the trusty calculator there.
Unfortunately, kind of the way it goes with municipal elections.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
I was talking to someone earlier in this building that said they expected closer to 30% turnout this time, and because Trussville is notoriously, probably like everyone else, been in that low to mid 20s kind of deal. Yeah. So, hey, if you're a person that didn't show up, you don't get to complain for the next 4 years. Sorry.
Yeah,
you lose. Let's see. Seeing if there's any questions. Great coverage. Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it. Jesse, I'm not touching that one either. Not touch it. Thank you, Justin. It was good meeting you at Heritage Hall a couple weeks ago as well. Thank you, James. Who's the next live guest? Probably nobody. We threw one out there, but I think that person is a little tied up and involved. And honestly, the numbers started coming in, I think, a lot quicker early.
We got three precincts very quickly.
All right. 4 or 5 precincts reporting. So either City Hall or Faith Community Fellowship is now in. I don't know which one, but we have updated numbers. So we're going to run through them. And then I'm going to update this thing after, but I'm going to read them off first, and then I'm going to let you do what you do. So 4 of 5 precincts are now reporting. For mayor, we are currently, Ben Short is at 2,952 votes. JT Smallwood behind him with 1,453. Lisa Bright, 1,223. So Ben Short still has a 52.45% with 1 precinct left. So he's looking pretty good to win this thing without a runoff. City Council place 1. Ben Horton's got to feel great. He's at 3,672 votes. Wayne Taylor, 1,692. So 68.5% to 31.5%. That's a very big lead. Jamie Melton Anderson for City Council place 3 has 3,754 votes. Leslie Hughes, 1,618. So that's 70% to 30% for place 3. City Council place 4 pretty much held.
Still about a 300 vote spread.
Yeah, 300 vote spread for Jim Miller. He's at 2,885 votes. Mildred Reed, 2,535. So a difference of 350 votes.
Yeah.
The nootropics. They're working. 53.2% to 46.8%. That's our closest race. And for City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr is at 3,301 votes. Anthony Montalto, 2,316. So 59% to 41%. That's with 4 of 5 precincts reporting. You're going to have to read these off to me
Sure thing.
while I attempt to edit this.
So
hang
I'll read
on.
these off with a little commentary. So
Yeah, so I have time to.
So again, in the mayor's race, Ben Short has 2952. He's the leader. Lisa Bright with 1223, and JT Smallwood with 1453.
Oh, nope. And JT Smallwood with how many?
1453.
I left my mouse at home, y'all. It's been a whole
so
thing.
to give you those percentage numbers in the mayor's race, that's 52.45 for Ben Short, 25.82 for JT Smallwood, and 21.73 for Lisa Bright. So in Council Place 1, Ben Horton is out with 3672. That's 3,672 votes. Wayne Taylor is at 1692, so 1,692 votes for Wayne Taylor. In place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson is at 3,754 votes, and Leslie Hughes is at 1,618 votes. Place 4, Jim Miller, 2885, and Mildred Reed, 2535. And that's a 53-47 spread right now.
Close.
And finally, in place 5, Kimberly Farr is at 3301, and Anthony Montalto is at 2316. So that's a 59-41 spread there. So to me, at this point, Gary,
we're shaping up for sure.
With one precinct left to go, it looks to me like the only two that are in question are Council Place 4, and is there going to be a runoff in the mayor's race? I think that's where we are. That's
where we are. So let's scroll up. Y'all can read those. I'm trying to answer any questions if we've got any, because we haven't gotten to look in a minute. Thank you, Janet. We are having fun with this. Justin, again, we had that conversation at Heritage Hall, Justin. I appreciate it. I do things my own way, and I only know how to do it objectively. And I hope through all the podcasts and the Mayor's Forum and tonight, I hope that has come across. The best compliment I've gotten during this whole thing is someone watched the Mayor's Forum and said, I couldn't even tell who you were voting for. And I said, that was the point. Where is everyone watching the results? Christy Jones says they're watching from Corbeau, so she's doing better than us right now.
Yeah.
Salute,
Christy.
Yeah. Hey, Hannah. Let's see. Velma's should have hosted an election watch party. I will have to talk with it's hard to do this live, but with Tammy and Royce over there. That would, in 4 years, we're gonna do the live
stream.
Yeah, and then we're gonna roll straight into live karaoke is what we're gonna do. What's the go-to karaoke song? Royce says it's "Living on a Prayer," but he's never gonna get on the stage. But let's see.
I prefer a little Johnny Cash myself. So
Burning Ring of Fire.
Yeah, Folsom
Prison Blues. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Nicholas. And Nicholas, I will say too, to that, the extra step to do the video clips, that's not possible without Film Dog Media, Mark Ward, Chandler Wallace, all those guys that were involved. I came up with the questions. Yes. I sat there and asked them. Yes. I created the breakout videos, but those guys did everything that made that possible to have it go quickly for me. Mark kept timestamps on everything, so I knew where to cut. And those guys were just incredible, and their equipment is just insane. A little bit better than this webcam setup, but we're doing fine.
Yeah, I think we look okay for us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Jesse Odell wants to be the next live guest. No. Uh, let's see. Which precinct is left? Someone texted that to me, I think. What I've gotten, I can't confirm it in real time, but our understanding right now is that Faith Community Fellowship is the one we're waiting
The last
on.
one.
So,
And that's a newer precinct, correct?
a lot of them I knew.
So Faith was not in the 2020 election, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So they have
Ralph Mitchell still won't stop.
Some precincts.
He asked me who does my hair. I'll tell you who does my hair. Age does my hair because it's just less and less every day. I don't have that. Like, I need that.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Complain about it. That's what I'm gonna do. Which precinct is left? Faith Community. You answered that. Not touching that. Let's see. And another card is rolling in. We might be wrapping this thing up very soon. Ryan Jennings, send me a DM tomorrow, and we can make that happen. Not doing it tonight. That Ben Short holds over 50% of the mark, so no runoff. And the signs can all come down sooner than later. Hallelujah, if that's how this holds. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Matt. Aaron Beard, hello. Judy, hello. No, Cindy. We're not letting Jesse go live. Need to start a newspaper in 2025.
So I hear there's a lot of money in that. Newspapers.
Is that what just came in? That card's. But we already have those numbers, right?
We don't have Faith.
Right. So
He had the city hall. Faith, he's on the phone. They're still processing numbers.
okay, it might be a bit before we get Faith Community Fellowship's numbers. Maybe 15 more minutes.
I think you can pretty well figure out what's going on.
We can figure out what's going to happen other than place 4. You think so? Because faith is pretty small. Okay, so
That's my opinion.
yeah, it's and that's what we've said it on here. We're not going to not in the business of calling races. I mean, there's a few. Just read what's on the screen. You'll deduce it yourself. But
350 vote distance.
how many?
350.
That's how many people vote there.
No, that's between million.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way to make that
I
up.
don't think. but
Yeah.
okay,
We'll wait for those numbers and
It's 53 to 46.
we'll talk about what we've got in the meantime. You want to step back and wave to the people? No? Oh, he ran down the hall. It was like you had your baseball cleats on again and you headed that way.
Just at a lot slower.
I tried to get Mayor Buddy Choke just to pop in with his head, but he took off down the other way. So it sounds like we're waiting on Faith Community Fellowship as the last one.
I bet he does.
Ben Horton loves the results ticker.
I bet he does. I would too if I was Ben Horton.
Well said. So what do you want to talk about for 15 minutes while we wait on these results from Faith Community?
Let's talk about place 4 for a minute and
Okay, I'm on that.
the 2 candidates in the election.
Yeah.
We had Mildred Reed, who had served on the Pelham City Council, and then Jim Miller, who ran I feel like a very good, aggressive campaign, and he was out there, a lot of enthusiasm, and right now he holds the small lead. Both I feel like were very good candidates for the election, for that place, and I think that we'll wind up seeing what happens in a few minutes, but that one's been pretty tight. So,
And that's kind of what we thought.
Yeah.
Like kind of before we even came on here, just talking to people, I know just just like you have, I've gotten that question so much. Who do you think's going to win this? Who do you think's going to win? I don't know.
Yeah, I had
The
no
wild
clue when
card
I
is
asked
always
that question.
voter turnout in
Yeah.
Trussville. Who
Yeah.
shows, how many show up and who,
Yeah.
you know, like, so there's no way to predict it, but I think we all thought that city council place 4 was probably going to be the wild card, I guess you would say, the one, the closest one to a toss up that you can get.
And I'll say this, I also thought that place 1 and place 5 were going to be a little tighter than they appear to, like they're going to wind up, mainly because you had 2 former city councilors that were running for spots again. So you had Anthony Montalto serve as a city councilman from 2008 to 2016.
Yeah.
Wayne Taylor a little bit before that. So so you had two guys trying to get back onto the council, and I against 2 newcomers in Kimberly Farr and Ben Horton respectively. So I expected those to be a little closer than they wound up looking like they're going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I don't know what I would have thought about. I thought you were coming to us. Sorry. You teased us. I thought, okay, place 5 in my mind, like, it's hard to not get in an echo chamber in anything.
Sure.
Who you talk to, and it's not like a biased thing. Anthony Montalto was my middle school principal.
Sure.
I like Anthony Montalto, but there's this feeling just talking to people that it felt like Kimberly Farr was probably going to win. So that one, the distance that we see there, I guess, feels slightly surprising. I'm more surprised between those 2 you mentioned at place 1. Between Ben Horton and Wayne Taylor. Am I surprised that Ben appears to be the winner, like that he's probably going to win that? No, I'm not surprised at that.
I feel the same way.
I'm surprised at that percentage.
The spread's surprising.
The spread is surprising.
But I'll say this about Ben Horton and the conversations that I've had with him. A very impressive candidate, a very impressive person, and the city will be better for him being on the council if these results hold. So Kimberly Farr ran a really good campaign as well. I felt like she really worked hard, and did all the right things. Nearly a flawless campaign, I felt like.
Yeah, I like how much, because initially she was in that place 4 spot, I think it was, and then chose to move to place 5. And I don't remember the day, but I remember, Drew Lawley decided not to run anymore. And so Kimberly moves to place 5. And then it didn't seem like hardly any time had passed where Anthony kind of came out of nowhere and was like, I'm running for place 5 too. And there was a little bit of jumbling there. And you wondered about, I don't want to say confidence, but you wondered about like, oh, I moved. And then this person who has been on council and has been in a runoff for mayor has just joined, and you're like, oh gosh, do I move back again? Do I stay put? And if this holds, I mean, credit to her regardless, but credit to her for sticking to her guns and saying, this is the spot I feel like I need to be in, and I'm just going to run my race. And that's all you can do is run your race. And I agree with you. I think she's run it really well. I think she's a really good listener. I've liked that about her. That I know she threw out an idea when all the garbage fee. We made it an hour and 3 minutes without mentioning garbage fees. So I
dreaded garbage fees.
So I think we hit on that bet. That's definitely the over. I figured it'd be like 10 minutes in, but she threw out that idea of like parking meters, and it wasn't like, this is what I'm proposing. It was like, hey, what do people think of this? And she heard that feedback and took it, and it was like, it's just a conversation starter. What other ways, how do we get creative? There is this discussion that this next administration will have to face of diversified ways of accruing some revenue. And what do those look like? So she threw something out there and just wanted to have the conversation. And I applaud her for listening to people when they didn't necessarily like that. You know?
Well, I mean, it's about ideas, and there's going to have to be some creative ideas in the next, 4 years because of everything that we've been reading about in this election with sales tax revenue being lower than, expected and lower across the board for a lot of municipalities. Whether the state gets that problem fixed with online sales kind of remains to be seen.
It's going to take a bit.
I think so too. So there's not a magic bullet to this. It's going to take some time. They're going to have to maybe tighten their belts a little bit and make some critical choices in the next 4 years. I'm glad I don't have to be involved in that. So yeah, I mean it's going to be this council and this new council and this new mayor are going to face some challenges. And the good news, that's the bad news. The good news is that I think we are what is shaping up to be a council and mayor that I think can rise to the challenge and get things done, in the way that we hope we can. And some of that's going to be, like we said, tightening your belt with your spending, being more creative about how you raise revenue, and do things that are going to do all those things that aren't going to alienate half the town, which sometimes it's hard to do. So
very hard to do. Let's see what we're looking at here. There we go. Look at that.
We got a watch party.
That's from
Kimberly.
That's from Kimberly's watch party. And look,
there
we're
we
there.
are. Wow.
Y'all,
we look terrible
my
on
gosh.
the big screen.
All
Take
right.
us off the big screen.
Kevin, retake this picture. Like, text me and say 3, 2, 1, and we'll smile. Because man,
mercy.
we
wow. We should have done this just like a radio feed or something.
that was tough to see, but hey, I don't. At the end of the day, we're having fun with that.
Yeah.
But I love that y'all are watching it. You've got it on the big screen. Fantastic. Thank y'all.
Somebody just comments. I heard Ryan King says, I heard Brian Jackson did well. Yeah, he's the happiest guy on election night because he didn't have to do anything except sit and watch all the other results.
Sit and watch. Yeah, and I told Brian. I can't remember if I told him at Dog Days or what, but I told Brian that he needed with all the jumbling that happened in this election, people dropping out, new people coming in, all these contested races, that he ends up in a spot that runs unopposed, and he's not even an incumbent. He's a newcomer who ran unopposed. I said, you need to drive over to Georgia since we don't have a lottery here, and go buy a lotto ticket because you're one lucky dude.
Play the Powerball. Huh?
Go play the Powerball.
Well, and you think about Brian when he jumped into the race. Alan Taylor, who is I would call a lion of the city council. He's been, served for a long time and a very influential member of the city council.
He's involved in a lot of things.
And he was planning on seeking another term, and give Brian a lot of credit because, and there he is. Give him a lot of credit because he was going to jump in and take on, a very strong incumbent, and then I think Alan had a change of heart and decided that he didn't necessarily want to do this for another 4 years, and I can't blame him for that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, so give Brian a lot of credit, and he's another impressive young smart guy, and I think he's going to do good things.
What, hey, do you know who that? I'm not gonna say the name, but do you know who that is?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Michelle.
So it's a very clear joke. Okay. I thought someone was maybe in their feels. That's hilarious, Michelle. Thank you.
Michelle, thanks.
Let's scroll through some of these, just see if there was anything that maybe we've missed. Class of 2006. Yep, that's Ben Short was class of 06. I'm class of 06. Let's see. Jesse Odell did say he hopes Leslie comes back and runs again, thinks she'd be an asset to our local government. She was the one that kind of announced her place kind of at the last minute and did make the choice, for, I don't know her reasons. I didn't talk to her about it, but did make that choice to run against the one incumbent. And that's, hey, I respect the confidence. And
Well, I think at the time she jumped in, the anti-incumbent sentiment was probably at its highest.
So there was probably certainly some of that, I'm sure. So anyway,
What did Pat Dye say? Hindsight's 50-50, but if you look back and you say, maybe she had to do it over again. She would have run against Brian Jackson and two newcomers running for a spot versus taking on,
exactly.
Jamie, who is, I feel like quite a formidable city council person. So.
Yeah. Let's see what else we've got. Just if there's anything we're missing while we're still waiting on Faith Community, just a quick update. You can see the ticker down below. The crawl across the screen that's the most updated numbers we have, with 4 or 5 precincts reporting. Still never got that answer if that also included absentee or not. Because if it did, Jim Miller was ahead by 5 votes in just the absentee. So that one's still.
It's really kind of interesting. Pull up those absentee again. Let's look at that. It's funny how the absentee votes tend to give you a pretty good idea about what the actual vote count's going to be, because and I guess really the only one that's kind of not trending with the absentee, as in not following the pattern, is the mayor's race, because that one was a little closer in terms of the absentee. But it's an interesting little snapshot into what the election's going to be.
Absolutely. Let's see. I keep looking in case we get some updates here. Okay, that's too long to read. Principal picked up the one from our yard. James, you must be talking about Jamie. I know she was picking up her signs as she campaigned today for votes, because she told me on record on the podcast, within 24 hours I'm gonna have all my signs up. So I know she had at least midday today. She had already taken up at least 5 from people as she finished up her campaign. David Blunt, did I steal Jessica's Stanley Cup? No, this is Hydro Jug. No free shout-outs. Hydro Jug. It's better than a Stanley Cup. And can I just say, Stanley Cups that's a women thing, right?
I thought it was a hockey thing.
That's what I've said. You got good dad jokes. I like that one. Let's see. Thank you, Christy. Christy McDonald, that is. Faces for Radio, we know. Brian Jackson said, thanks, we're doing a great job. He said, looking forward to serving in his hometown. Let's give him some, because we've talked so much about this stuff tonight. Like, have you gotten to meet Brian?
Yes.
What do you think of him? And
very impressive.
Yeah.
Just a very impressive guy. And I think there are some really good minds, if these numbers hold, that are going to be on the council.
Yeah.
When you think about Ben Horton and Brian Jackson and Kimberly Farr, 3 newcomers. They're just all 3 really, really sharp people. So I think if those are the kind of folks you need in a city like this. So. So yeah, I mean, I think that in this time, I think these are the people that are really going to help.
Not touching that one. Mark Ward. Oh, I can show these. I didn't realize that. We're learning as we go. I'm not going to touch that. This isn't about me. Oops. All right. I would agree with Jesse Odell on that. He said he wants to see. You know what? Let's try it. Let's just do it. There you go. Jesse Odell said he also wants to see Mildred Reed or Jim Miller, whoever doesn't win, come back. I think they both have gifts to help our community. It's like
I would agree with that.
I think we saw the same comment earlier about Leslie Hughes. Like she's getting beat tonight. You run against an incumbent, and Jamie doesn't. I don't want to speak for Jamie, but my observation is I don't think she necessarily likes to push that oh, I'm Gene Melton's daughter. She waited until Gene had finished out his terms to even run. She could have run before, and she wanted to run her own thing, and I respect that. But anytime you run against any incumbent, it's going to be tough, especially the lone incumbent. Honestly, who does carry that name?
Yeah.
But she's another one that I think she's a lawyer. She's got a great mind. I really enjoyed my podcast I did with her. Very strategic, thoughtful, think things through kind of mind, and hope these people who come up short tonight stay involved in other ways.
Yeah.
Join different boards and committees. Are you on park board?
I'm on the Parks and Rec.
I'm on like historical board. Used to be on cemetery board. There are ways to get involved. Leadership Trussville, certainly, all these different things that these people can do.
And I will say this too, Gary. All of these folks that got into this thing, they do this because they love the town they live in.
Yes.
It's not, like you said, it's not for the money. It's not for the accolades. It's not for the pats on the back you get. At the end of the day, you do this kind of thing because you love the town you live in and you want to give something back.
Yeah.
And, so again, kudos to all these people who've put themselves out there. It's not easy. I just feel like all the people in this election have they deserve our gratitude for just being out there.
You want to touch it or not?
No, I do not.
Brian Farr, if I think you maybe hit enter before you type something. There's nothing there, so type. I don't know how that would even happen, but I can't see your message. So if there's something you wanted to say, please put it back in here. People are talking about mowing around signs. Just mow them down.
I did take mine down in the yard before I cut grass, so I did have signs in the yard. I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate Sean tuning in. We needed Sean to show up, take some pictures. His pictures are incredible.
Very, very good.
Yep, Leadership Trussville Class 2 showing up. Yep. Big day. Okay, there's Brian. Big day for Trust Vegas. Here, we're there. I'm going to start throwing these up here. I just keep reading them, and I didn't realize I could. Told you I'm new at this. So there you go. Yes, we are. We're not going to throw up things we don't want to throw up there, Jesse.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're to the end of the comments for now. Mark Ward keeps saying PIO, public information. Okay, I know what he's talking about. I would love to. I'll leave it at that. I don't know if I'm qualified, but we'll leave it at that. But we are still, so we'll just go back through this again because we're waiting. We're still waiting on Faith Community Fellowship. Yep, I'm seeing head nods. We're still waiting on Faith Community Fellowship. We all want to go home. We all want to go to bed. But we're waiting on Faith Community Fellowship is the last precinct to report. So we do have 4 of the 5 precincts. Y'all have seen the ticker going by a million times, but just go through them again.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's what live coverage is. It's results in real time. So got to put it back up. We need a picture. Hang on, Brian. I got you. There you go. I'll leave it up while I read these. So with 4 or 5 precincts reporting, we are waiting on Faith Community Fellowship Church. The run for mayor in Trussville, Ben Short has 52.45% of the vote. He has 2,952 votes. JT Smallwood, 1,453 votes. Lisa Bright, 1,223. And as we said, if he stays above that 50% threshold with Faith Community Fellowship, we ain't got no runoff. Signs gone. We have a new mayor. So that appears to be the trend that we're heading in.
And that's a surprise.
That is a
Let's
surprise.
just go ahead and say that we're surprised at that. And I think a lot of people are surprised at that. I mean, I think most people, including the candidates for mayor, expected a runoff.
We're about to get Faith.
So any minute now.
Any minute now, we're about to get Faith, and we can wrap this bad boy up. So, yeah, totally agree. I think general consensus was you have three running. You have three. I think you said strong candidates earlier, like certainly in their own ways. You kind of felt like it might be close enough that two of these are going to get into a runoff. And while we wait on Faith Community Fellowship's numbers, right now it appears that will not be the case. It appears that Ben Short likely will win this thing outright, but we'll wait on those numbers for anything unofficially official.
Yeah.
City Council place 1 with 4 of 5 precincts reporting. Ben Horton, 3,672 votes. Wayne Taylor, 1,692. That's 68.5% to 31.5%. That one's wrapped.
Yeah, I think that one's done.
That one's done. I mean, he's got nearly a 2,000 vote lead. If I'm still mathing correct, I mean, it's almost 9 p.m. Council place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson, 3,754 votes. Leslie Hughes, 1,618. That is more than a 2,000 vote lead, 70% to 30%. So Jamie Melton Anderson, I mean, I think we can say that she's going to keep her seat in place 3. I said I wouldn't say that stuff, and then I did.
Well,
but
I think you're probably pretty safe at this point, Gary.
I think I'm safe there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I like to bet, but not.
Yeah.
I don't bet a lot.
Mm-hmm.
City Council place 4. That's the one left, really, that we're just kind of watching a little bit. Is Jim Miller holds a 350 vote lead in Council place 4 with 4 of 5 precincts reporting. 2,885 votes. Mildred Reed, 2,535. So 53% to 47%. It's close. And City Council place 5, Kimberly Farr, 3,301 votes. Anthony Montalto, 2,316 votes. That's basically 59% to 41%. So that's where we stand right now at 8:51 p.m. We're waiting on Faith Community. I'm refreshing like a madman, but should be coming in soon. So then we'll be able to give the final unofficial results. Check the inbox now. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to kill it and then go back in. There you go. Here we go. Trussville, final numbers, unofficial results. Close the gap a little bit. All right. So we can say this now. I can officially say it. We can project. Ben Short is your projected next Trussville mayor. Ben Short, 3,477 votes. JT Smallwood in second place with 1,768 votes. Lisa Bright, 1,473 votes. Percentages are Ben Short, 51. I'm going to give these exact. Ben Short, 51.76% of the vote for mayor. JT Smallwood, 26.32% of the vote. Lisa Bright, 21.93% of the vote. So unofficial projections based on these numbers, Ben Short is your next mayor of Trussville. City Council place 1. Ben Horton will be occupying seat 1 on the Trussville City Council, 4,364 votes. Wayne Taylor, 2,033 votes. That is 68.22% to 31.78% for Ben Horton, who will take place 1. City Council place 3. Jamie Melton Anderson will retain her place 3 seat with 4,430 votes to 1,975 for Leslie Hughes. That's 69.16% to 30.84% for Leslie Hughes. So Jamie Melton Anderson, she keeps her place as an incumbent. City Council place 4. the one we were really paying attention to, it being that close, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. That's it. City Council Place 4, Jim Miller will win City Council Place 4, finishing with 3,428 votes to Mildred Reed's 3,042 votes. So he wins it by 400 and, oh gosh, I don't know, 300 and something votes. 52.98% to 47.02%. That was our closest race, but Jim Miller earns his spot into City Council Place 4. And finally, City Council Place 5, Kimberly Farr will win City Council Place 5 seat over Anthony Montalto. 3,913 votes to Anthony Montalto's 2,748 votes. That's 58.74% to 41.26%. So run this down real quick. You're going to have Mayor Ben Short when all of this is canvassed and everything's official, and this new administration takes office in 1st of November. Your new administration will be Mayor Ben Short, and your city council will be Ben Horton, Brian Jackson, Jamie Milton Anderson, Jim Miller, and Kimberly Farr. Thoughts?
Well, honestly, other than the runoff for mayor, I didn't see a whole lot of surprises there. I mean, I felt like that the Miller Reed for place 4 was a toss up. The other ones I felt, that the other ones I kind of felt that went the way I expected. So congratulations to Ben Short. That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
I mean, that's to get over 50% of the vote in a mayor's race, a contentious mayor's race, as in I shouldn't say contentious, I should say competitive. Just a big surprise to me. That was the one I was really, the most shocked about. I mean, shocked is probably the word I would say, because I think that pretty much everyone, to a person that I talked to, felt like it was going to be a runoff. They weren't sure who was going to be in the runoff, but they felt like it was going to be a runoff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was, like I said earlier, the kind of the general consensus was when you get 3 people like that, and 3, like we said earlier, 3 strong candidates in their own way, you just assume that you're going to end up with 2 of them in a runoff. And credit to Ben Short and his campaign. In that forum, I don't have the exact question in front of me that I asked him, but I did essentially ask him, like, did it feel like here down the stretch, do you feel like you've maybe campaigned a little less, essentially? Like, they started, Lisa and Ben specifically started their campaign so early with Mayor Choate announcing, like, back in October that he was not going to run again. So they jumped into the fray really quick. This election campaign season got started so early. I was like, it felt to me like Ben had maybe slowed down the stretch, and I asked him if there was a strategy in that. Are you doing things that we don't see, like just talking one-on-one to people, whatever, like, and it kind of, I'm not saying this is fact or anything, but it makes it, these numbers make that feel like there was a quiet underbelly there that was certainly going to vote for him, and it worked out definitely in his favor tonight.
Well, I think that the word for his campaign is just efficient. I mean, I just think he ran a really efficient, streamlined campaign. He had the right message. He had, I feel like, a really good plan, and I think that the city of Trussville agreed that he did, and now he's our next mayor.
I'm going to try something. I'm not going to say what I'm trying.
Good night. I'll see you. Good night.
we'll see what happens. Probably nothing, but I think we're probably going to wrap up here. Everybody's probably getting ready to
get the results from fakes. Their packages.
Their packages.
Yeah,
okay.
Got the tally.
Got the tally of the votes, but so yeah, I see our numbers dipping now because everybody's got their numbers. Was gonna, hey, we can bring someone on this stream if they wanted to. If any of these, especially if any of these folks who just won, if you are, oh gosh, there we go. If you are Ben Short or Ben Horton or Jamie or Jim Miller or Kimberly Farr, I got a link I can send you and I can bring you into this and we can talk about it and you can have your people celebrating in the background. Wouldn't that look good on this stream?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would look great. I got a link for you. I just need to know. I just need to know and we can knock out a quick interview and that can be that. You've got my number.
So we're getting some commentary that that the turnout for this election was right around 30%, which is good for a municipal election. So, obviously you'd like to see more, but that's pretty good. And this was, I feel like this election was, was a little different in terms of, I think there was a lot more interest in this election. It's especially more than 2020. Anytime there's, a mayor's race in an election, it makes it, it draws a little more interest than if it was just the city council. Like say back in 2020 when Mayor Choate was unopposed. In 2016, I felt like there was a good bit more people dialed in 2016 and this time. So 30% is pretty good.
30% is pretty good. When I walked in this building tonight and asked someone who is also in this building, asked them kind of what they thought in terms of that. That's what they said. So here we're gonna bring on one of these folks here. Hey, look, we're in the background.
That's us.
So there's new city councilman. We're gonna bring on Taylor. Me and you got to tighten up right here. Apparently. There we go. How you feel?
I'm gonna put you on mute.
There you go. Mute me. You wouldn't be the first, and you won't be the last.
Yes, sir.
How's it feel?
Well, that's all I can say.
Yeah. How much were you sweating it out tonight?
Well, I had my father-in-law, who's really good with numbers, keep crunching your numbers and double checking you. So it was the 15 minutes was a great wait.
We kept looking down the hall. Every time someone came down the hall, I didn't have to ask. I just had to kind of have a look on my face, and they would just go, "Not yet, not yet," because they knew what we were after.
We knew what who we were going to watch this news coverage we were going to watch tonight, and it was going to be yours, Gary. So,
I like that. I like that. So, how do you feel now? Like, do you feel relief? Do you feel joy? Is it a mix of all of them? What is it?
Right there, mix of all of them.
Yeah. Did you? Will you
excited,
call?
Excited to get to serve the city that I love.
Absolutely. Will you? I guess you'll probably, with it being that close, I'm sure at some point you'll talk to Mildred and congratulate her and on this really close race.
I should see her Sunday at church. So when I see her Sunday, we'll talk. And she ran a good race, and I think she did a great job.
Absolutely. I hope people like that have come to this city, especially Mildred, that have come here from somewhere else fairly recently, like continue to stay involved. Like someone like her would be great on something like planning and zoning. Like she would be, that right up her alley, So I hope people like her, like Leslie Hughes, continue to just stay involved in that sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got, and I've said it from the very beginning of my campaign, we have such a wealth of knowledge in this city. I mean, there's 29,000 folks here, and all of them have a skill of their own. Actually, me talking to a lot of the voters, that's been the best part of this, is meet my neighbors and seeing how much talent we have. I don't know why we have to think we have to keep going outside the city. to get a independent contractor to come in here to tell us what we already know. We've got enough folks to do that. And now we've got a great group of candidates, now soon to be councilmen and women on the council that can get us through there.
You got any questions for Jim?
Yeah, I have a question, Jim, and congratulations. Great
Hey.
job. Great
Thanks.
campaign. Very impressed with the campaign.
Thank you.
So at what point do you stop celebrating and pivot to what are you going to do when you govern? When does that
Tomorrow.
happen for you?
Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and start. I mean, what I said from the very beginning is the hour after I know I'm going to go ahead and start working on some of the ideas I have, especially like we talked about. I want to talk to you about the stuff that you put together for the Cahaba, Saving the Heart Cahaba project. Is one of the getting together a school board a committee that can actually work to hire a school board. So I'm going to start putting those ideas together and pulling together even just a group of folks that I can talk to that have been doing this before. In the Army, we call them the graveyards, but it's just basically for senior folks that have all that experience and knowledge, leaning on them. Come start putting them together. So you'll hear from me, Zach. I really want to know about what you were doing with the Cahaba project before you were off the council.
Sounds good. Well, hey, go celebrate the night.
Enjoy your night. This is a special night for you, man. Congratulations.
All right, thank you all. You guys did a great job. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Gross.
Now we're good. Hey, easy there, Kevin. Hang on, we're gonna try. Where's your video?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Getting the camera ready.
Get the camera ready, Kevin. Come on now. There we are. Hello.
Hey, Kimberly.
Hi.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. Y'all did an awesome job, by the way. There was suspense. Y'all kept me hanging for a while. I was like, this is really awesome. And not at the same time, but thanks.
You ran in place 5. You had to be the last update on every single update.
Yeah, it didn't give me anxiety at all, but thank you.
0. How's it feel?
It feels good. I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the city of Trussville. I am thankful to the residents of Trussville. I am at a loss for words, honestly, and I think that this is a very, very exciting time for all of us. And Trussville, you did it. You did it, and I am so happy. So happy. Thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you. We're going to jump off here. Congratulations. Go celebrate with the family. And we're going to bring someone else in around this way, and he's going to try to stand or sit. So thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you, guys. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Come on in.
Come on in, Zach.
Okay. There we go. There. I can scoot over too.
It's all good. Get my exercise in.
What's up, Mayor?
Hey.
Mayor-elect.
Hey, Mayor-elect. It's not official. It's not final.
Mayor-elect.
Yeah, exactly.
No canvassing yet, but did you expect this tonight to go like this?
I did not. I've probably got about 1,100 text messages on my phone. I will respond to all of you. I'm just so grateful. So excited. I did not anticipate being on here talking about this tonight. So.
Were we getting numbers quicker than you or no?
Oh, you were. I was watching you and the Tribune side by side. So, yeah, 2 different phones.
Yeah.
So.
How are you? How are you feeling? Like after just I think the first update we got after absentee was the first 2 precincts. We didn't know which precincts, but the numbers looked like kind of surprising because all of us kind of just assumed, hey, this thing's probably headed toward a runoff. Did you kind of feel any sense of peace in that early, or were you on the edge?
No, I was on the edge until the final one came in. So until Faith came in, which is where I was.
Okay.
Initially, but no, I'm still trying to process it all. So.
Okay. You have a city council elect saying, "Come celebrate at a house that I won't name."
Yeah, I'm working my way through all of the councilors. Celebrations tonight. We didn't have a watch party or anything planned, and so we're going to go celebrate with the new council. And congratulations to each and every one of you. Hopefully, I'll see you here soon.
what's day one look like for you when that comes?
I was just talking to CBS about the same thing. It's all about getting these subdivision regulations updated and getting our design standards in place. And really, 1978. So it's really about controlling our growth and making sure we're doing the right things.
A
Absolutely.
lot of ranch style houses in 1978.
There were.
So, I mean, Ben, you surprised everybody. You surprised me.
I surprised myself.
The conversations that you and I had, I think we both anticipated a runoff. And what do you think made the difference?
I don't really, I don't know what the magic potion was. Staying true to the message. I think consistency and overall just continuing to communicate the way that I have been for the past 5 years is hopefully what did it. But I guess we'll really never know.
Well, Gary and I were talking. I thought you ran a very efficient campaign, just kind of a masterclass in campaigning and the way you did things in a modern campaign. So, just a great job and congratulations. Very excited for you. I've known you for a while now, so I'm very happy for you.
Thanks.
I think you're going to do great things.
Well, thank you guys.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
On to the next
All
thing.
right, I'm going on.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you
guys.
popping in.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see if we can get anybody else in here.
Good luck.
Congratulations. All right, so that was Mayor-elect Ben Short right there. We're still working through. I know we're going to end this thing relatively soon, but
You better, or my wife's going to murder me.
well, I might be hanging out alone then because Ben Horton asked me to send him the link. Ben, if you're still on here, if y'all still got this on the TV, links in your text message. All you got, just click that link and it'll be easy. I've sent the link as well to Jamie. She was on the way home, so so we will see, because when they click that link, they're gonna pop up right there, and I can just bring them on stage. I've also, if he's still watching, I've sent the link as well to Brian Jackson because he got no fanfare today because he had to run against nobody, but he's on the council too, so
I bet he ain't complaining though.
so he gets the link as well. So I don't know. I'll sit here till Dan or Buddy kick me out, I guess. But this is cool. So we'll wait to see if any of these other council elects hop on and talk to them for a minute. But so just to quickly recap, now that you all know it, the city of Trussville has now put out the unofficial text from like the text.my.gov. Unofficial results are Ben Short is the next mayor of Trussville. No runoff. City Council Place 1 will be Ben Horton. City Council Place 2, Brian Jackson. Place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson. Place 4, Jim Miller in a narrow win over Mildred Reed. And City Council Place 5 goes to Kimberly Farr. What do you think of the group?
I think it's a good group. And I think it's going to be a synergistic group. And I think they're going to work really well together. The nice thing about the city council in Trussville, it's smaller, and there's
Here we
Ben
go.
Horton,
Here we go.
I'll hold my thought.
Hold your thoughts. Ben Horton,
Howdy.
how are you?
I'm doing well. Let me mute my TV.
Yeah, Jim had to do the same thing. Mute us.
Yeah. Here you go. All right. Well,
How you feel?
well, first off, I want to say thank you to all the Trussville residents who got off of the couch and voted. So it's fantastic to see the participation, to see that Trussville cares, because I do. I wouldn't want to do this if I didn't think that there were citizens that really wanted our town to get better, because that's the way I feel. So I want to thank my family. My family is, put in a little sacrifice for the campaign effort. And so I want to definitely thank them. They're very excited. My kids were jumping up and down. And so they're happy their dad won.
Yeah.
And so, Gary, thank you for doing this. I love the ticker on the bottom of the screen. I think you should do this every year. It's fantastic.
You get to take some credit. We had a conversation yesterday.
Yeah, well, it worked out well.
Someone wants us to tell you, this is just a joke here, but someone wants us to tell you, just looking behind you, that peacocks don't fly.
The, well, that one does.
So what does, now you wait for things to canvas and all of that, but I mean, first, did you expect that kind of turnout like for you? I mean, these unofficial results have you at 68% of the vote. Did you expect that? Because you
No,
probably didn't have to
that-
sweat much.
Yeah, that's a lot. I was not expecting that. Wayne and I have a cordial relationship, so I appreciate the time and effort that he's put into this and the willingness to put himself out there as well. So I appreciate the cordial attitude he's had with me this whole time. And it was just nice to have a good friendly race there. So I appreciate that. I did not expect the spread to be that much. I'm glad that the voters are listening to what I'm saying and believe in what I am saying, because I'm ready to go. Put me in. I am ready to get to work. Let's reach the mountaintop that we're meant to reach in Trussville.
Yeah. What do you want to, y'all are obviously a collaborative, you're a group, you're a team now, and, your leader, so to speak, will be Ben Short as mayor. What is it that you're looking forward to diving into first? Like what kind of things do you see as things you can tackle pretty early?
Pretty early, I like the idea of updating the subdivision regulations, even though it's not necessarily city council. However, I can assist with that. I would like to see that happen as soon as possible, along with making sure that the zoning ordinances and building code are following what they should be following to help protect our city. And then what I'd really like to see on top of all of that is for a comprehensive master strategic plan to be in place, and for us to collaborate with the entire city, with business owners, with landowners, economic developers, with all the stakeholders, and get that plan in place so that we're legally protected with our subdivision regulations and our zoning ordinances. I would really like to see that happen yesterday.
Absolutely. Zach, do you have anything for Ben, or we'll let him hop off?
No, man, congratulations is all I want to say. You ran a great campaign. You're a very impressive candidate. So congratulations, man. Go do good things.
I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Well, have
Ben.
a good one.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, we're going to add another. We're rocking and rolling. Jamie, video and audio.
Hey guys, so I'm sorry I cannot give you any video. I'm actually sitting in my car and it is dark as night, so it wouldn't matter anyway. You couldn't see a thing.
You must be out picking up those signs right now in the dark of night, right?
You bet I am. You bet I am. I probably have 25 in the back of my car, and I'm probably going to pick up a few more on the way home. Hey, thanks for having me in here, and thanks so much for your coverage of tonight. It's been really nice to hear about the Trussville results from Trussville guys.
Absolutely. How's it feel to get another term? You muted.
So honored.
There you are.
Oh, can you hear me?
You're good. Yep,
Yeah, I'm so honored that the people of Trussville have placed their trust in me, and I do not take it for granted. I'm very humbled, and I'm excited about the next 4 years. I mean, honestly, this next council has some very difficult decisions they're going to have to make, right? We're about to have to navigate some very serious situations with our budget and with a lot of things. And so I'm ready to get to work, and I'm just grateful. And I do want to say before we even get started that this morning I reached out to Leslie Hughes and called her and thanked her for running a clean campaign. There was a lot of ugly stuff online that kind of embarrassed me, actually. I did not care for it one bit, and I don't mind saying that out loud. But I thanked her for running a clean campaign, and what I told her and what I told the people of Trussville last night on my live is that, hey, even if I'm not successful tomorrow, the folks of Trussville can't get rid of me that easily. I will try to find somewhere else to plug in, and I hope that she will do the same. So I just want to say thanks to Leslie Hughes, the mudslinging and all that kind of stuff that I don't care for, did not make it into place 3. And for that, I'm very grateful. So let me just say that right away. And congrats to her for running a great campaign. And she did reach out to me tonight and say congratulations. And I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. Zach, do you have anything for Jamie? Or?
No, congrats, Jamie. I mean, just great job. You've done a great job on the council. Great job before being on the council. I remember working with you on the dog park years and years ago. So, just fantastic job. Keep doing what you're doing.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'm very excited about the council that Trussville's voted in tonight. I'm very excited about the mayor. I mean, I really think, like I said, we're going to have some challenges, but we've got a great team, and I think that Trussville's in good hands. So I'm going to do my very best, and just want to thank the people of Trussville again, and tell them how honored and humbled I am to gain their trust, and we're just going to move forward. So appreciate you guys, and thanks for having me on tonight.
Thanks, Jamie. We're going to move over to Brian. So thank you.
Absolutely. Okay. Good night.
Night.
See you, Jamie.
All right. Last but not least, you had to wait because you didn't have to sweat.
I did not. I got very lucky that this is a great day for me to get out and really support the other candidates. And I've been trying to do that all along. Use my time to help them and support them. And also, been getting to work and meeting a lot of people. So it's not like I've been sitting back resting, Gary. I've been busy doing other things. So
I'm
just
sure.
shifted my focus to getting work done and, less on obviously not having to campaign, but great job for you guys tonight. Congratulations to all the candidates who, just participated in this election. I think it was a hard fought election, and everyone did a great job, and looking forward to working with those who were elected tonight.
How do you feel about the group as a whole?
I'm excited. I just look across the selections that our community made, and I think it's going to be a great council that we got to work with. I'm very excited about working with Ben in the mayor position as well. So I cannot wait to start get to know each one of these better, and then learning their vision. What they want to see in Trussville, and then helping our community push forward into the future.
What you got?
I don't really have anything except congratulations, Brian. You ran the easiest campaign of anybody, I would say. So,
What?
But yeah, I look forward to seeing what you're going to do, man. I'm excited for this group. So
Yeah, I appreciate it. I said before, I was, not being on the campaign, that means I was able to get right to work, and I've done that. But, y'all said I haven't got a lot of fanfare, but you look at some of these candidates and what they've done in the hard fought battle they've had in this election campaign. They deserve all the fanfare in the world. So just they've done a great job. Really kudos to them. And again, looking forward to working with them. Thank you guys again for what you guys are doing. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Great cast tonight.
Sounds good. Hey, first time, and we knocked it out.
You knocked it out of the park, guys. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah. Appreciate you for joining, Brian. Congratulations.
Hey, anytime. Y'all have a good evening.
Brian.
You too. All right. Hey, it worked.
It worked.
It worked. I was skeptical. I was worried. I was skeptical. I was like, this thing might not work
Because
at
you
all.
took all that ginkgo biloba earlier.
I didn't take that much. Like the appropriate amount. I just needed some more up here in the head. But I mean, so we made it through the stream. We got the unofficial numbers out, and then lo and behold, I told you I was nervous about trying to invite anybody on, but it worked out, and we ended up. I feel a little bad about Kimberly. We had her on probably like the least amount of time, but that was moving pretty quick.
Sorry, Kimberly, you got bumped by the mayor.
Yeah, you got to get used to it. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
But we ended up, we stream the results. We get the results out there, the unofficial results. They'll still have to canvass and certify. But then we get the new mayor, and we get all 5 city council people on in a live stream in a matter of 20 minutes. We go through. So I don't know anything else to say. I took the ticker off because I hadn't updated after that. Y'all know who's won. I'll post the results later or something, but you know who's won. Ben Short is the next mayor of Trussville. Place 1 on city council, Ben Horton. Place 2, Brian Jackson. Place 3, Jamie Melton Anderson. Place 4, Jim Miller. And place 5, Kimberly Farr. So want to remind, I'm going to keep this up, remind everybody again that this stream tonight was sponsored by Mark Bishop Turner, attorney at law. I want to thank him and that group for sponsoring this live so that we can do this tonight. So any attorney needs that you have, visit markturnerlawfirm.com. I did have a text from Patrick Isbell, said if I give 18 South a shout out, there's a free shirt in it for me. So like, you know, those shirts are fantastic. So I will say that. Man, I can't find the text now. I know they got a Labor Day sale coming up. So there you go. I did say it. So maybe I'll get me a free shirt out of this. I'm going to be working with Patrick Isbell pretty soon on something that Trussville will get to know about in the near future.
Okay.
So little dangle the carrot there. But any final thoughts before we end this nearly 2-hour live stream?
No, I think that the people made good choices, and we'll just have to see what happens in the next 4 years. I mean, they've got some challenges.
Yeah.
But I do think this group, like I said, is up to the challenge. So congrats to all the candidates, win or lose. You all ran respectable campaigns, and just thanks for putting yourself out there. I know it's not easy to do.
Absolutely, and you definitely know that because you've been a part of it. Twice.
Glad to not be a part of it anymore.
Yeah. Like I've had people I've had to select 4 or 5 ask me, do you think you'll ever do that? And I'm like, no.
And I can say from experience, it's much more fun to be a former city council person than to be a city council person.
Yeah.
So.
I found my lane with the historical. I found my way to volunteer in the city to hopefully give back in some sort of way, and it's volunteer and it's the stuff I like to do.
Yeah.
I don't want my cell phone number out to every resident in Trussville calling me at all hours of the night about garbage and whatever else.
Yeah.
I envy these people and their resolve to do a job like this, because I'm sure there's a lot more thanklessness than thankfulness at times. And
Absolutely.
It takes a certain type of person to put themselves out there. You've done it. I'm including you in that for sure. So,
well, it's not an easy job.
No.
And you're juggling a lot of different things. You're juggling budgets, you're juggling personnel, you're juggling people that are unhappy about the fact that their leaves haven't been picked up. There's just a lot of different things that go with it, and you're sometimes dealing with unhappy people, and you just do the best you can, and and hoping and praying you're doing the best job for the people that elected you.
Absolutely. I think that's the best way to end this thing. Y'all got the numbers. You got what you came for. You got some banter throughout in the middle, and so that'll be the next group. And I may have to try this live stream again for something else. This was
Worked out pretty well.
This was a little too much fun.
Yeah,
So appreciate you
happy
stepping
to be here.
in and being in here.
This
and
was fun.
Not making me talk to myself.
Yeah.
Because nobody would have watched that. So appreciate you for the numbers bump there.
Yeah, I'm sure that was all me.
All right. Well, we're going to end that stream right here. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. The Writer's Block is my podcast. This is under that umbrella. So Writer's Block live stream for the Trussville Municipal Election. Thank you to Mark Turner Law Firm for sponsoring this thing. Make sure you visit markturnerlawfirm.com for any of your attorney needs, and we will see what this next administration can tackle and all of that starting in November when they're sworn in. So until then, probably no more streams until then. But appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to end it right there.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.